The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning from TFNN. Welcome to the February 12th terrific Thursday edition of the Opening Bell on the Trader's Edge. I'm your host, Steve Perseverance Rhodes, who knows that each of us need to be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there had a wonderful Wednesday. Let's make sure that you and I, that we do everything we can to have a terrific Thursday, an extraordinary day. And of course, the easiest way to do that is to always remember that life happens for us, not to us. Yep, all you got to do is just make that little 2x4 exchange. If you don't, you're going to have that 2x4 bopping you on the head. And that's not a good thing, because when we can make that exchange, we realize that life happens for us. It means that you and I can always find the gift in every set of circumstance that the universe is going to throw at us. And that's really the key to life, folks. The key to life is always finding the gift in every set of circumstance. You give me a gift each and every day, the gift of your presence here, and I'm grateful for that. I'm also here to serve you, so feel free to reach out and touch somebody. Go ahead and give me a call at 877-927-6648. Of course, internationally, our number is 727-445-1044. This is Terrific Thursday. Of course, it's none other than Tiger Financial News Network, affectionately known as the Hotel California. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. Right now, Dow Futures up 51 points, trading at 17,882. Russell 2000 up about 7.5 points, trading at 1207 and change. S&P Futures up about 8 points, trading at 2,073. NASDAQ up 24 points, trading at 43.21. Gold up $6. Silver up 10 pennies. Light sweet crude up $1.17. Natural gas is flat as we speak right now. Let's take a peek across the globe. Let's go see what we've got going on. We got a little party going on over in Europe. I don't know if we got our invitation or not. You got the DAX up about nearly 1 7/10%, up 188 points. Let's go check in on the DAX first. The DAX strong like bull, trying to take out its highs here from February the 3rd. What we know that the DAX has is a nice consolidation pattern breakout, 1,675 point move. That gives you the upside target of right around the 11,708. That's the minimum target inside of the DAX. Right now, you're trading at 10,938. If we take a look at the FTSE, of course, that's the one that you and I are keeping our eye on. That's only up $8 right now, so not too much of a party, only up 0.1%. Of course, what the FTSE's doing, FTSE's just trying to gear up to take on its own party being 68.75. Right around that level. Of course, the real clearing that you want to see is getting above the swing point here from September the 4th, 69.04. It's going to do that. I just don't know that it's going to do that by next week out here, but it is going to go ahead and catapult that level, and that's a doozy. In fact, what we probably want to do inside of the den, maybe somebody. I know there's a number of ETFs. We ought to see if we can find one that truly does track the FTSE 100 out there, because that's a nice 800-point break when the markets get ready for their spring fling out there, and they will have a spring fling. If we take a look at what's going on over in Asia, the Nikkei up 327 points, up 1 8/10% last night. What do we know about the Nikkei? Nikkei's got several A to B equals CD patterns. The next price projection inside the Nikkei, 18,556. Really, it's headed to the 18,556 to 20,094 level. Last night, the Nikkei bouncing into its swing point from December the 8th. Did not close above it. That's at 18,030. You actually closed at 17,979. I presume that tomorrow, Monday, that the Nikkei will go ahead and make a run for that and then head up to the 18,556 level. If we go ahead and take a look at what's going on inside of the, where'd it go? Inside of the Hang Seng. Hang Seng up 107 points last night, 0.4%. What's the Hang Seng doing? Well, Hang Seng is, trying to get above the 25,362 level. If it can do that, then the next price target is 26,755. The Nikkei or the Hang Seng looks pretty good. Let's go take a look at the Shanghai. Of course, the Shanghai out here, this has been in a nice consolidation move. It's just trying to get back above its 2008 highs, I believe. That's the deal out here. That's at the 36.55 level. Once it clears that, it's going to be a move, quite a move up to about the 46.42 level. That's its 0.618 retracement going back on the longer-term charts out there. But right now, it's got its work cut out for itself. That's to get above 35. That's really to get above 36.55.45. Now let's go take a look at our markets out here. Let's go see what do we have going on. We got the ES Mini. ES Mini has its own consolidation. We got consolidations all over the place. That's a beautiful thing. It's not a beautiful thing when you're playing chop, chop, fizz, fizz, because it ain't a relief. It is because when you're inside the center of that consolidation, that is not to be the place to be trading from. You want to short it from the top. You want to buy it from the bottom. You want to close out your trades when you have a break of those consolidation levels. Right now, you got the ES Mini trading out at 2,072. It's going to make its way up to 2,088. Is that going to be today? Is it tomorrow? Is it Tuesday? Is it Wednesday? I don't know which day it is, but it is going to go ahead and make its way up into that level, maybe even pierce it, maybe even close above it. That's a 126-point consolidation range inside of the S&P futures contract. Of course, we know long-term the S&P wants to get to 2350 out there. So that consolidation pattern, just really another confirmation of what the S&P wants to actually do as we move into the summer. Of course, inside of the NASDAQ has its consolidation pattern. It's roughly, I don't know, it's 200, what is it, 240, about 280 points, something around that range from 4342 to 4087 out there. So that's its consolidation. What is it doing? It's trading right now into the swing point. So that's a good thing. It's trading into the November 28th swing point out there, the top of which is 43.42, the bottom of which is 43.07. What's it going to do? It's going to go test that. It's going to go test it. That may close above, may reject it. You got this consolidation pattern. I suspect that we're going to see. We're not going to see a total breakout of this area here for a bit. And just to close above, it's not going to convince me that it's a real breakout. If we take a look at the Dow futures right now, they are not trading yet into the low of the swing point from December 26th. That low is 17,988. It'll get up there, and it'll also test that high of 18,051. Consolidations all over the place. Inside of the Dow futures, you're looking at about 1,040, 1,045, 1,050 point move out there. That says 19,000. It's got 19,000 written all over it once it breaks above that 18,000 level. If we go take a look at the Russell 2000, I know everybody kind of struggles. Why? You come up with all these different reasons why the markets shouldn't do what they're going to do out here. Hey, let's just trade the patterns out here. Let's just trade the patterns. Let's turn off the noise, and let's always be willing to search for new information. And more important, let's be willing to go ahead and take new information and go ahead and when the market tells us we should change our opinion, that's when we change our opinion out there. Hey, I do want to say thank you to each and every one that was able to attend live last night. Had a great workshop. Have had several emails since that workshop of folks that didn't get a chance to sign up. Had intended on signing up, and yes, you can sign up today. You can sign up for the, I believe the link is still on the homepage at TFNN.com. You can sign up, and if it's not, just go sign up for my newsletter service, and it'll be the workshop from last night will be on your members page sometime later on this afternoon, early evening, is when we'll get it up there. And if you're looking to, for me, it was a great time. All the feedback, extremely positive. That's always good. Feedback like, people were amazed at what it was that they were able to learn. Just the ability to go ahead and in essence, dismantle beliefs that are out there that are just so wacky with regard to the VIX index and teach people patterns that they're going to be able to use for a lifetime. With regard to trading and investing and be able to understand what's going on inside the markets. Now, back to the Russell. So come on over to the homepage at TFNN.com. Look, it couldn't be easier. There's no cost to you. The cost is 5 minutes of your time to go sign up for it. In any event, so I hope to see you out there. If we take a look at the Russell 2000, that's trading into its swing point. Now, the Russell 2000 Futures, let me see. You got 12-20-20, you got 12-19, you got 12-20-20. So December 31st is what we'll use. Prices trading inside that area. It should go test the 12-20-20. The Russell 2000 has got 20-20 vision. So I see it going ahead and testing that level. Is it going to be today? I don't know the answer to that question, but it will get tested. That's what's going on in the index futures. With regard to what's going on inside the market out here, let's see. Pre-market, TripAdvisor's Expedia moving to the upside. I think Expedia bought Orbitz, so Orbitz is up like about $12. Nice move out there. To the downside, you got Tesla, Baidu, American Express, Zulily out here. Let's take a look at some things moving to the downside this morning in a market that's certainly going to open to the upside. If we take a look at Tesla, now Tesla here has simply been traveling in a descending price channel. So very clear descending price channel. With inside that price channel, what we know that took place back here on January 14th is that Tesla made a nice 1-to-1 A to B equals CD to the downside. Little hammer candle right here that occurred on January 20th. The low of that hammer candle, 187.04. Tesla right now in the pre-market is trading out at 194, so it's not threatening that hammer candle. What is Tesla likely to do? Well, it's likely to come back and test that swing point out here. That swing point, which has volume down there, January 14th, 11.5 million shares, the low of which is 185 even Steven, the high of which is 195.20. So it's trading into that swing point. We'll see if it can bust that. If it can bust that, price is likely going to find some stability right around the bottom of this descending price channel inside of Tesla. Like Tesla's not going to change this trend until we see a close back above that price channel out there, but it's clear as day. For those of you looking to get in on Tesla, you think that it's a good long-term entity out there, and it may be, not necessarily because of its cars, but because of the battery technology. But I'll defer to our man, David White out there. He's got this thing all figured out. I am certain of that. But when we take a look at stock trading, we take a look at price patterns out here, you can see Tesla just simply trading in that descending price channel. We go take a look at Baidu. BIDU is the ticker symbol. Looks like they were out with numbers as well. They're trading a bit lower this morning. They closed at 214. They're trading at 204.68. What do we got? In the case of Baidu, it's a slight problem out here because with Baidu, if you're watching this on TigerTV, I hope you are because you're watching this in HD. Baidu, on the other hand, has been traveling in a rising price channel. And it looks like that rising price channel is going to be under pressure here this morning because I believe it's trading out. Let me go back and see. Is it around the 193 level? No, it's trading Baidu 204. Let me see. Where's 204 going to take us to? Well, 193 is actually a breakout area. That's what that is. So where's 204 going to take us to? 204 is going to punch through the rising price channel out here. Now it's punched through this level a few times, and it's always been able to get back inside that. Every time it's gotten back inside the price channel, price has made its way back up to the top. So Baidu, it'll be interesting to see if today, tomorrow, the next day, if in fact it pierces through there, whether or not it gets back inside that price channel. If it does, that might actually be a nice trade setup. Of course, you'd want to go ahead and time that with the overall market, out here. And it just may be just a bit too early. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN Hotel California. Check-in time, of course, 8 a.m. each morning with our man, John Logan. This is Steve Rhodes. We'll be right back, folks.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy, a set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders, take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Trade with confidence and clarity while using the software that thousands of institutional traders rely on to make the best and most accurate decisions. Choose from 1,000 equities, currencies, and futures instruments utilizing the TAS architecture. As seen on Bloomberg terminals worldwide, the TAS Profile Scanner is a benchmark technical filtering system that thousands of traders rely on, and now you can too. For a limited time for TFNN subscribers only, we've reduced the price to just $97. That's over 75% off. John Logan hosted a special subscriber-only webinar in December, and you'll gain access to that archive as well, so you can learn exactly what the TAS Profile Scanner can do for you. Try this product out. No matter what you trade, the TAS Profile Scanner can help you make more informed trading decisions. There's no obligation to pay anything. Don't let this offer pass you by. Get your 30-day free trial to the TAS Profile Scanner today by signing up at TFNN.com. Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows, and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN, and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Check out the new look of TigerTV. Now you can see all hosts, charts, and computer screens live in high definition. Whether it's Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, David White, Larry Pezzamento, Andy Hecht, Thinkorswim, or Daryl Martin, you can catch all of our technicians hosting their programs live and archived on TigerTV. Now, crystal clear in high definition, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. If you haven't seen the new look of TigerTV, then visit TFNN.com. Steve takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. So yesterday, the markets were moving lower, and I was saying, don't buy into it. It was a head fake out there. Of course, the head fake that we were looking at was the Euro Japanese yen, because it was moving higher, the markets were moving lower, and it was like, not a chance. And the reason is because it's the actual currency pair. Not only does it track the markets, but it's the real liquidity gauge inside of the market. So what do we have going on this morning? We got futures to the upside. We got the Euro yen to the downside for the most part. Now, this is a daily chart that we're taking a look at here. So let me just zoom. Let's go take a look at a 30-minute chart. Let's go see if there's any kind of patterns here that are setting up. So what am I saying today? I'm saying, look, the gradual grind higher, it really fits into the overall game plan, at least my game plan with regard to what the markets are going to do. And and so, don't be buying into today's move higher out there. We got this major consolidation pattern going on. We got something that each day or almost each moment is one moment it's good for the bulls, next moment it's good for the bears out here. Now, look, if the Euro Japanese yen, and this is a 15-minute delayed chart out here, but if the Euro Japanese yen decides to make a beeline to the upside and gets in congruence with the markets, then a whole different story out here. But the Euro Japanese yen, which has been consolidating, decides that it's going to move lower throughout the day. You've got the wrong trading pattern. It's got the wrong message out here that the breakout, that the party that's under, it's not going to be anything really new. You're going to have lots of intraday trades out there. That's basically what you're going to have. I was looking here for a pattern. The pattern here inside of the Euro Japanese yen on the 30-minute chart would really be the A to B equals CD pattern, which for me would look like this, basically, which would say that the Euro Japanese yen would make its way down to about the 133.97, 133.43 level before it would try to resume its way higher out there. Now, that makes sense. I think it makes sense. Let me go take a look at from yesterday's low out here. Well, February 4th. That wasn't yesterday. But if I go from the low of February 4th out to this high out here, last evening at about 5 p.m. Yeah, that would give you a nice little Gartley buy pattern. So we've seen a couple of Gartley buy patterns. The first one took place right here on February the 9th at 7:30. So the euro. So what's nice is on the 30-minute time frame out here, we're seeing a few Gartley buy patterns, and looks well. This one, I take that back. I mean, yeah. No, this one that's unfolding, that could be unfolding right here, right now, is actually the first Gartley buy pattern as I retake a look at this off of that low out here from February 4th. But at the moment right now, what we do know is that it's trading a bit lower. Our markets, our futures are higher out here. And just like I said yesterday, don't buy into that head fake. I'm going to say the same thing today. Don't buy into the head fake. We've got markets that are just not like, the markets are not going to break out. They're going to get up to those highs. No question about it. Yeah, I can always have questions about it, but they should go ahead and try to get up to those highs out there. What's going on with that currency pair? If we take a look at, the Great British Pound. Let's go look at the Great British Pound. This one actually has broke its trend. So for those of you that trade currencies out here, let's go take a look at the daily chart out here for the Great British Pound. It's broken its channel line. It's broken its trend line out here, and it's got a fairly nice candle formation. Let me go ahead and we'll draw that in. We'll go ahead and put the channel lines in on the chart for this currency pair, which takes us to about, somewhere like right around there. What the Great British Pound has done here is it broke through this descending price channel. Did it on February 5th. You can see it here on the TigerTV if you're watching. Those are the yellow lines on my chart out here. Let me see. Can I get this thing bigger? Can I get it bigger? Oh, that didn't work real well. Okay, so here what we can see is it broke out on February 5th, came back and tested it on February 6th. Now just traveled sideways here with three small bars. That never, blows my skirt up here. But we do have a nice wide-ranging bar here today. It's trying to take out its most recent highs. Looks like we have a change in trend in the Great British Pound. So what does that set up for us? Boy, the retracement here, the dead cat bounce inside this currency pair, it's pretty significant. I mean, you're talking about getting up to 158.08. You're trading at 153.68 or so as we speak right now. So it looks like the Great British currency pair ready to get a bit higher. So if you want to go on vacation, if you want to go hit the pubs over in the UK, and I suggest you do that pub crawl, the Guinness pub crawl. It is a blast. And just make sure you take some Advil out there because you're going to need them the next day. And the Guinness you get over there in some of those pubs, it's not the same Guinness that you and I get here when we open up and crack open those bottles out there or even out of the tap. So I suggest you do it right now because it's going to get more expensive as this Great British Pound gets up to that 158 level. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization memorization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's nadex.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you, like it does me, call 1-855-750-4051 to find out what they can do for you. That's 1-855-750-4051. Call them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
Who says you can't take it with you? TFNN says you can. With your mobile device and TFNN's live radio streams, TFNN has put it all in the palm of your hands. No special apps to download. No subscription fees for live radio or TigerTV streams. We say you can.
Each and every time that the dollar ticks higher, S&P wants higher price. Each and every time that the dollar's ticking lower, guess what? S&P wants lower price. Dollar, the metals, and the S&P are going tick for tick.
We say you can. The Tiger Financial News Network. Smart investors and professional traders know you can. TFNN.com. Educating investors. This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
We're off to the races. We got the Dow up 26 points. Trade out at 17,890. S&P is up 8 points at 2,076. Composite up 31 points at 4832. Russell 2000 up 7 at 1208. DAX up 173. FTSE up 14 points. Gold up $7. Silver up 10 pennies. Light sweet crude up $2.22. TripAdvisor leading the charge to the upside, up 18%, up $12 and change. Expedia up 930. Liberty TripAdvisor Holdings, that's up 21%. FireEye, that's up 7%, up 265. Hey, Whole Foods Markets, how about that? We were talking about Whole Foods Markets and having a shot of wheatgrass out there, which is something I do each and every morning. each and every morning out there a shot of wheatgrass, a double shot of wheatgrass, actually, with a shot of ginger to go with it. If you haven't done that, if you know people that are ailing or they are sick out there, the whole trick is to be able to get your body into a alkaline, not acidic. All kinds of fungus, all kinds of stuff grows in an acidic body out there. That's where you get all your disease out there. You can get rid of that. You can get rid of that by drinking the right water, by certainly eating the right foods, and certainly a shot of wheatgrass goes a long, long way. I've been doing at least a single shot or double shot of wheatgrass. Let's see, it's 2015. A good 15 years, maybe even more than that out there. So the taste, basically, some people say it tastes good. I don't know what they're tasting. I've been doing it for this long, and I think the taste basically is disgusting. But I know that it's good for me. It's just one quick little shot, and I just take a little scoop of almond butter, and you really don't. Actually, ginger really helps to disguise it out there. So that's really the thing that you should do. I recommend that. Go get the book by Ann Wigmore, the Wheatgrass book. She opened up a clinic down in Puerto Rico many years ago. She's since passed. She actually slipped on a sidewalk, of all things, hit her head and fell and died, which was too bad out there. In any event, you don't want to hear about all those stories, but I don't mind talking about health and wealth and everything else out there. To the downside, what we have is Tesla. Tesla's off by about $16, about 8%. Panera Bread looks like its bread is not rising this morning, down about $15. Let me see, Panera Bread, PNRA. I haven't looked at this ticker symbol here for a while. They were out with revenue numbers, $672 million in revenues, gross revenue, versus 671. Net income of here's our problem. Net income of 49 million versus 54 out there, and this thing is down with some volume. Let's go take a look at Panera Bread, get a feel for where it's headed to, see if we've got a swing point or anything with high volume. Well, it's coming back here to this little consolidation area. Panera Bread actually broke out. It had a bit of a break, a bit of a gap that took place right here in the trading session of September 30th. Now, the volume out there was only about 1.1 million shares. You've already done 389,000 shares today. That was at the 160 level. So, oops, don't mean to do that. Close that out. So if Panera Bread is unable to hold the 160.41 level, it has been able to hold it before, and in the past, this was actually tested with some pretty decent volume back here on October 29th and held 2.7 million shares. So it's a pretty strong breakout consolidation area. Someone is buying, someone is supporting that level out here at the 160.41 area. We'll see if they can get overtaken by the bulls out here. If they can't, then you're basically in a version of a consolidation between 160.41 and the highs out here about the 178 level, so about an 18-point move. If, in fact, Panera Bread breaks through that area, then just looking for some kind of volume bar or something that we can have out here. Then it could take a run for the lows all the way back in July of 2014. PNRA is the ticker symbol. Let's take a look at, so we looked at Tesla before the open. Let me just see where this thing is. What kind of volume? 2.7 million shares so far. Let me take a look at, okay, so here's Baidu. Why don't I just come back to Baidu so we can see. And here's where, if you take a look at the, let me put this, I think, on a monthly? Maybe a monthly or a weekly. Here's the monthly where I came up with the channel. That's probably the weekly. Let me put the weekly out here. So you can see that the channel, the rising price channel that Baidu has been in, it's a long-term price channel out here. A long-term price channel. So right now it's being threatened. This is a weekly. So with it being a weekly, it's got the opportunity to get back in here. But this 193 level, even if price breaks through, which it has, this rising price channel, its breakout area on a weekly basis, wide-ranging bar, good accelerating volume, 31 million shares. You've only done 17 million shares so far through Thursday, but you're going to have a lot of volume here today. So it really depends on what takes place today, volume-wise, which is already 3.4 million shares in the case of Baidu. Be careful if you're long Baidu. Recognize that you don't want to see it get below that 193 level. That would spell double trouble for sure. Treehouse Foods. That's a new ticker symbol for me. Let me take a look at Treehouse Foods. THS is the ticker symbol. This thing is down with some volume here. This does not trade a lot, so fairly illiquid stock, 160,000 shares, things along those lines. So where the heck is this Treehouse falling to? That's a good question. At least that's my question out here. This thing has broken its trend line, at least one coming back into the February 2014 time frame. So as we take a look at it, whoops, come on, don't do that to me. Give me a moment here to take a look at Treehouse. So here's its trend line. So it's breaking this trend line. Volume so far today, 369,000 shares. So unfortunately for that, that's pretty good volume. You'd have to say that Treehouse will come back and at least test this swing point, maybe the swing point low from October 15, 2014. That's kind of logical, 11,000. Hey, let's go out to Pennington, New Jersey, to our man Mike. Mike, thanks for calling. Thanks for holding. How you doing this morning?
I'm pretty good, Steve. I wanted to also mention, besides Amazon, when my wife got cancer, I sent it to Ann Wigmore Institute in Puerto Rico.
No.
And, and actually helped a lot. But she was stage 4 when she was diagnosed, so she did pass away 2.5 years later. But Ann Wigmore died from smoke inhalations from her Boston
Really?
center. Yeah.
Oh, well, thanks for correcting me on that. I thought somehow she fell, hit her head, or something like that.
Yeah.
So how did she pass?
She had another Ann Wigmore Institute in Boston, and there was a fire, and she died of smoke inhalations.
Wow. So how did you find out about her? How did you and your wife find out or hear about her?
Well, I actually had a juice bar before my wife was sick, and I had wheatgrass juice on the menu anyway, and I used to drink wheatgrass juice myself.
Yes.
And then when she became ill, I was on the internet searching for all different ways of helping my wife, and then one of the things I found was wheatgrass juice is tremendous
Yes.
for cancer patients.
Yeah. So do you think that it extended your, so she was at stage 4, so the diagnostics, coming from everybody else was, well, what was the worst case that they gave you? Did they give you worse?
They said less than a year, and she lasted 2.5 years. And I think it had a lot to do with positive thinking and wheatgrass juice, and we changed the diet, and the chemotherapy must have helped too.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. Well,
yeah, when she first became ill, Tom put out a white light request from all the Tigers. That was very emotional, heartwarming thing that happened. But anyway,
well, sorry for your loss. Sorry for loss for sure. But thanks for sharing. That's that's great. Always always a good story out there. And I always recommend that to folks that are if they're feeling healthy, you want to get more healthy. If you're feeling sick and you're looking around for different alternatives and options out there, I say go get that book. She wrote that book, I don't know, 50, 60 years ago, I figure, right?
Yeah, it's great stuff.
Yeah. Well, good. Hey, you wanted to take a look at Amazon? Are you in the trade? Tell me what you're doing.
I'm in it. I was in it last week with an option, and I got out of sell at the end of the week, and I did okay. And I got back in again Monday morning, and I'm doing okay again. But just curious, it looks like it wants to break out. Well, it keeps hitting resistance anyway.
Yeah, exactly. So go ahead.
I wanted to break out, but let's keep hitting resistance. Yeah.
Well, I want to break out for you too. So I'm in your corner. The breakout, the resistance area, it's not really up to its total resistance area. So I guess we actually forget about the breakdown that it had on January 31st. It really looks like the resistance that it's running into is that candle session from January 27 at 380.49. And that's really held as a pretty significant level of resistance. Now, the last time that it was up here was on the trading session of March 13th, and the volume there was 6.8 million shares. So far it's been up with 7. Okay, so that's good. 7, then 3, and it's backed off since that point in time. So you're in on a new option trade that you took on Monday?
Yes, I got it when it was trading at 369 something, and now it's up $6, so $7.
Okay. Here's my recommendation. But you probably know this. You're trading inside, even that candle session from February 5th. If it gets up to 380.49 or it gets up above 378.80 and it does it on less than 7.2 million shares, pretty good chance that it's going to fail this next time up, and could easily pull back to that last breakout that it had on January 30th and get down, maybe even to the 340 level. I would say, the question I would ask myself is, does Amazon trade, with the market? Is it going to trade with the NDX? And if it does, then I would say that come next week, if my timing model is correct, that come next week is where we start to see a intermediate top form inside of the marketplace. So if it's not able to do it, if it's not able to break out by the early part of next week, it probably doesn't break out this time around, and it does some kind of retracement. And then ideally for you, from an Amazon standpoint, you'd want to see what happens when it gets down maybe to that 340.74 level, that breakout, to see if it can hold that and come back with light volume. So that's my take on it as I take a look at the daily chart. Is there something else you're looking at that?
I'm looking at the weekly, and I'm looking back to March also, March 2014. And the weekly, the volume has picked up a lot from the March area. So if you're looking at the weekly in the volume chart, it's a whole different story, I think.
So March. So you're looking at the swing point from that began the week of March 10th, which had 17 million shares. So no question, last week you're up with 31 million shares. The week before 41, but this week, you're at 8 million shares. We're already into Thursday. So I'd have to say, from this week's perspective, we can see that it's losing the steam to really take on that 380-ish level, which really only shows up on the daily chart. You wouldn't pick up on that necessarily. You'd pull down. I guess you would by taking a look at the March 10th level, so that's just a little bit higher up at the 383 area. I think you've got this thing pegged, and if it gets above 380.49, the cool thing is that the swing point, the actual swing point high, looks like it's from the week that began January 20th, 2014, and that's only got 12 million shares. So you'd love to see it close, get above that resistance level, and then close inside 387.27. You'd love to see it do it this week.
Right. Okay. We'll see how it goes.
Okay.
All right. Thank you.
Hey, you bet. Thanks again for calling, and thanks so much for sharing. That was Mike in Pennington, New Jersey, a fellow wheatgrasser out there. You got to love that. Let's go see what else is moving here in the markets. Let me switch back to a different screen. So you've got Priceline. Let's go take a look at Priceline. Priceline just probably moving because of the Expedia. Expedia bought out somebody, so just that entire segment sector is moving to the upside. As we take a look at Priceline, this is the daily chart. So far, 171,000 shares have traded. Let's take a look at a trend line. Let's see if we can find a trend line inside of Priceline out here. And that trend line, I'm beginning here with the trading session of August the 11th, 2014. And it's really a good trend. So in the case of trend line, in the case of Priceline, I should say, and its trend line out there, this thing could continue to move higher, and it should stall in about the 11.13 area, somewhere right around there. It just really depends on the day that it starts to move up into that area. So in order for Priceline to really change its trend, it's going to need to break above that descending trend line out there. And that is ticker symbol PCLN. Let me see, what else do we have moving here? Let me see, percentage-wise, ComScore, SCOR is the ticker symbol. They're out with numbers. They generated revenues of $84 million, it looks like. I don't know what that was going against. I don't know what that was going against. Nonetheless, this thing has a real nice pop to the upside. So this is gapped up and it's taken out its all-time high. It looks like that was from December 26, only 89,000 shares. So this is not the most liquid of stocks today. It's done 250,000 shares. Let's put this on a weekly time frame and see. But it looks like basically everybody inside this equity is at the party having fun out here. Let me make sure. Is this all-time highs? Yeah, it's all-time highs. So anybody who's ever owned this equity, with the exception of maybe a few people this morning, are partying it up solid. And the weekly swing point is being taken out with volume. That weekly swing point had 506,000 shares. Even though it was the week of Christmas, if we double it, you're already at 1.2 million. Right now, we got the Dow's up 63, S&P's up 11. euro. Japanese yen hasn't really changed its direction out there. You got to love these consolidating markets. This is Steve Rhodes. This is TFNN. We'll be right back, folks.
You take a hands-on approach to managing your investment strategy. You're always looking for the next trading opportunity to magnify your perspective. Direction Shares connects sophisticated traders with a powerful array of ETFs from a wide range of asset classes. The markets may go up and down, and you want tools for both sides of the trade. Discover how we can help at DirectionShares.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction Shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction Shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction Shares at 800-851-0511. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors employing dynamic strategies. Investors in the fund should understand the consequences of seeking daily investment results, understand the risk of shorting, and intend to actively monitor and manage their investments. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
We're told to follow our passion and everything else will fall into place. I hope that's what each of you are doing each and every day. Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Money Master Show at TFNN.com, and my passion for technical analysis is what led me to the most fundamental discovery in pattern recognition, the Rhodes Momentum Indicator, market scanner, and trading strategy. A set of tools that identify the momentum and power of the trend, the likes of which have never been seen before, for every market and every time frame. Yes, folks, the trend is your friend, unless you're on the other side. New to technical analysis? This is the place to start. And experienced traders take advantage of the trend like never before. Experience the power of the Rhodes Momentum Indicator each day, available to subscribers of my newsletter service, Mastering Probability. I guarantee your satisfaction for the next 30 days unconditionally, so there's no risk to you other than being on the wrong side of the trend. Mastering Probability, available on the homepage of TFNN.com. And folks, live with passion.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch Steve Rhodes as he teaches techniques on technical analysis using pattern recognition, celestial charting, Fibonacci, and other tools. The Trader's Edge, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. Dow's up 74 points right now. It's trading at 17,936. S&P is up 2080. Let's go switch over to. I don't have that chart up on my screen. Let's go change. Let's go switch over. It is Thursday, so we're getting towards the end of the week. Let's put our long-term charts up here and take a look at the Dow specifically. So if we take a look at the Dow, she's on a weekly basis trading inside its swing point. In fact, it closed inside that swing point last week. The swing point low, by the way, and the date, that's the swing point from the week that began December 22nd. The low of that was 17,812, and price closed in it last week. It closed at 17,824. You close inside a swing point, volume or not, it offers the promise for a chance of a test of the high of that swing point. That's exactly what we have going on here. That's exactly what we should expect. In fact, if we take a look at, as I say, between now and the middle of next week or so, when the market doesn't mean that it will, should make some type of intermediate term top out here. That says that price could actually get up and hit the 18,210 level, 18,290 even. And those are the significant levels of resistance. Doesn't have to get up there, but most certainly could. If it does get up there, just recognize that should be significant areas of resistance. Those are horizontal levels of resistance. Those are the horizontal trading range boundary lines on a weekly basis for the Dow. So I expect that we'll see a test of that high from December, and then a piercing of that could easily take us to the 18,209 level. If we look at the same chart here for the S&P 500, just to see what it is doing out here. And we take a look at its long-term chart. Of course, if you watch this on TigerTV, you can see absolutely, and it's still continued, decided uptrend. That uptrend has not been broken. That's the uptrend that begins in October of 2011. So that trend line is still totally intact. What the S&P 500 on the weekly chart is doing, it's also getting into the week that began December 29th. That's at the 2,093 level. Now, this is, it's if it closes in. Well, yeah, closed inside there last week. So that says at the top of that ought to be tested, 2,093. Now, from a weekly perspective, this could actually, if it breaks above that level, this could run to 2131. That's its weekly resistance zone on its horizontal trading ranges. You can see, as price has tested this 1986 level a number of times. It's rejected it all of the time out here. Now, these levels, these horizontal trading ranges, these actually were formed back at the 1265 and 1121 level. All we're doing is taking the largest number of co-located opens and closes, taking that price difference, and then just simply continuing to add it for each of the new floors out there inside of the markets. And it's amazing how this tool works. If you are an eSignal platform user, and then you've got to make it a must. You've got to go over to the site, Traders Formula Consulting. They do like a time sharing of a number of different tools, but this is a tool that's a must that you want to have on your system. You can test drive it. It works on all kinds of stocks out there. Works intraday. Intraday, if we go take a look at the ES Mini as an example, the ES Mini says that its next area of resistance. Now, this is a 10-minute chart out here. It's a 10-minute chart, says 2080.75 basically should be its level of resistance out here, a pretty significant level of resistance. You can see here last night as the ES Mini was trading, again, this is a 10-minute chart, you can see once it got above this 2061 area, and that 2061 is a major area of support and resistance, that level held. And then at about 3:40 this morning, I don't know if that's when the Ukraine Putin news came out, or might have been, I think maybe around 4 o'clock in the morning. Somebody must have known something at about 3:40. Price just simply took off. So, folks, it is Terrific Thursday. As always, thanks so much for joining us here. If you're off to start your day, have a fabulous day. Otherwise, stay tuned because Hour 2 of the Trader's Edge is up next. And I look forward to seeing you soon or tomorrow morning first thing. Take care, folks.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
You're watching Tiger TV.